Hi, welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. Don here. Going to talk a little bit today about my journey using a virtual assistant or executive assistant or getting help with stuff. Going back about a year ago or a little bit more, I used my first virtual assistant. His name was King. He was from the Philippines. He didn't really have the best internet connection, I think, in the Philippines, and he helped, and then he got sick, and I'm not sure if he got sick or he really just didn't want to work with me. It might have been me, it might not have been him. I am on version 2. Version 2 is Veronica. Veronica was someone that I found. It was actually through a post. I think it was through Fancy Hands. They were looking for it. So there are a couple of different ways you can use virtual assistants or find them. Originally, I tried to use King because it was super inexpensive, but you kind of get what you pay for. I think I paid him $5 an hour, which is nothing, but he really didn't do anything. So I think in terms, it actually costed me more than actually having him. Veronica, I was thinking about, I'll pay her 10 or 15, but then I just figured, well, I really need help and someone that knows and can do things and will stick around. And so I decided to pay her $20 an hour. I think she would feel appropriate about that. I pay her via PayPal, and she tracks her hours. The way we track everything is via Trello. So she makes a Trello card, and she puts her hours in what she does every week, and I just send over the money every week. One of the improvements, round 2 of using a virtual assistant, and this is something that I learned from Nicole. I meet Nicole every Friday, just so you know. Nicole is kind of like my strategy partner. I guess she is what she kind of specializes in is helping people kind of stay organized and be focused. She used to work with Strategic Coach. That's the coaching program I go to. And what she used to do, it sounds kind of funny, is she met with people and she helped them to organize their projects. And I meet with Nicole most Fridays because that's the day I can predictively be free from noon to 1. So Friday is my toenail Fridays. That's the day we all have a day or a half day that we do nails in the office, and that's my day. And I'm usually pretty much on time on Fridays, and so I have a whole hour to meet with Nicole. And we meet and we do strategy. We talk about kind of what my plans are, and she helps me think through ideas, usually on some of the Strategic Coach worksheets, such as an impact filter, such as an experience transformer or a strategy circle. If you want to learn more about these, you can go to strategiccoach.com and learn about them. But they're like thinking exercises. There is a book called Think Fast and Think Slow, and it's a way that we can get our ideas on paper so that we can get more benefit out of everything we do. For example, this week I had that Kajabi call where I talked with Kajabi, which is the website that I use, and I thought through it, like what my ideal result was from that call with them. So let me give you an example of a real simple strategy circle. I wrote, or impact filter. I wrote down what would be the absolutely best result when I met with Kajabi over the phone, what the worst result was, and kind of what the success criteria. So the best was I would get great tips for my website, how to like make it simpler and everything like that. The worst was I'd waste my time. And also the best was having Veronica, my virtual assistant, with me. So this is a difference with round 2 of using my virtual assistant. I'm inviting her to these meetings. So she went to the meeting, she felt empowered. That gave her more tasks. Okay, so that's how I'm using my virtual assistant. And I have one that she helps me, and then she helps me kind of delegate more to Veronica. So the other aspect with Veronica, so round 2, is using a virtual assistant. Not only do I pay them more, I also include them in a weekly meeting. So I meet with her every Wednesday from 7:30 to 8. So we meet for a half hour. We talk about how the tasks went last week and what the tasks are this week. This is important, I think, which I neglected to have last time, and this Nicole told me, I didn't know this, but it's kind of like any other employee. We have to communicate. They have to know you. They have to, I get to know her. She's kind of dealing with COVID. She has certain other issues she's dealing with. She feels listened to. She feels included because I invite her to my meetings now. I pay her to be at those meetings. I have her do research, and I pay her to do that research. Most of the work is editing videos, so she's the one that edits the videos. or pretty much just trims them, puts them on YouTube, puts them on the podcast, and then sends out the email to everyone. So she's the one that does all that. It saves me a lot of this busy work, and I'm able to produce more content doing the things that I like, which is doing the videos. So that's how I'm using Veronica more, and then I'm empowering her to kind of help me do this website revamp that I'm doing. It's working better. One of my hang-ups or drawbacks is I feel like I don't have enough hours for her. I want to give her more hours, but I don't have enough things to do. So I'm trying to find other duties for her, or things that she can help me with, tasks and things like that. So that's Veronica, she's virtual assistant number 2. And then also she documented everything that she does within Trello. So I have kind of a, what do you call it? It's almost like a standard operating procedure of how to upload videos and how to post things on the podcast, that if she ever leaves, I have it all documented so I can easily transition it to someone else. So I guess the main key here with the second time around with my virtual assistant is I'm meeting with them weekly, I'm paying them more, and I'm being clearer in what I want them to do, and I'm developing more of a relationship with them, and then I have kind of a plan of how to train them for the future, and then I'm wanting them to progress. So for example, I paid for this YouTube course on how to make better videos with YouTube, and I let her watch that. I gave her access, but then I also paid her for a couple of hours as watching it. So the more she learns on how to do those things, the better she can help me with doing my videos, making the thumbnails, and things like that. Things that I like to do, but I just don't have time to do. What I'm going to talk about next, in this next podcast, is how I use my system of making content, both for Podiatry Practice Mastery and also making it for Dr. Pelto, my website. So it's kind of a way I use Google Slides, making kind of like the thumbnail, taking common questions, and then kind of preparing all that between patients, and then not recording it between patients, but having a recording, a designating time, something that I'm working on. So I'll be sharing that next time. Thanks, guys.